and welcome back to this channel, Growth Spark, where we ignite, accelerate, and grow. Please remember to subscribe, to like, and even to share. Now, if I were you today, I'd probably grab a piece of paper and a pen somewhere because we want to discuss sales. We want to understand what sales is. Everybody in life, in whatever you're doing, be it your own business, be it in the place of work where you're employed, there is one way or another that you'll find yourself selling something. And selling is not just about selling a product or a service. Selling could be selling an idea to someone to buy. I'll give you an example or several examples of situations where you might find yourself actually doing sales and you are not aware. Meanwhile, as we continue, please write for me on the comment section what you think the definition of sales is as we continue with these examples. Imagine yourself, I know quite a number of us or quite a number of you have actually been to a church setting. When that preacher is usually at the pulpit and is trying to preach very hard, getting the attention of the congregation, this preacher basically is trying to convince the congregation to persuade them to buy into the idea of going to heaven. Let me put it that way. Or if I go further, maybe the idea of getting saved, salvation. This preacher is simply selling. And how the preacher sells, his context, is what will determine whether the congregants will actually convert. You've been in a situation where you're going for an interview. You've been called for an interview. Let's even go back a little bit. You saw an interview advert, a job advert somewhere, and you read it, you looked at it, and you thought, by the way, these skills that they are looking for, this experience that they are looking for, is actually what I have. So I think I can apply for this job. Then you went and applied for that job. After some days, the employer or the recruiter on the other end, the recruiting manager, gives you a call. They tell you, are you so and so? We would like to have you in our organization for an interview. At that point, when you're invited for an interview, you will be expected to sell yourself. What are some of the achievements that you've had in the past in your experience? What are some of the benefits that you bring on the table to this particular organization? So basically, you are selling your value to that organization. It's just the same way, if we still stick to this example of applying for a job, it's just the same way. If you're a salesperson, for example, you have a flyer of the product you're selling. You distribute the flyer. A prospective client gets the flyer and they read through the product and they see the features of the product, the benefits of the product, and so on and so forth, the pricing and all those things that are in the flyer. Then you had even indicated your contacts on that flyer. So this prospective client gives you a call, just the same way that employer gave you a call. Gives you a call and asks you whether you can have an appointment or a meeting to discuss the product further. Then finally, when you get to meet this prospect and you sit down in an appointment, you now have to sell the benefits, the value proposition of this product that you are actually selling. So that is also a form of sales when you do your interviews. Another very common one, if you're a parent, for example, or if you know people who are parents and they have small kids, you've had people trying to lure their children into finishing their food, for example. Yes, finishing their food. Finish your food, then you will watch cartoon. Finish your food, then I'll take you to the mall. And sometimes it gets more engaging when the kid decides to even negotiate further. They say, no, I don't want TV. I don't want the mall. If I finish, will you take me for swimming? That is a sales process going on. So basically, in a very, very brief and a clear definition, sales is simply the process of persuading and convincing someone to buy into your product, into your service, or into your idea. Nothing complicated, very simple. Convincing, persuading someone to buy into your product, service, or idea. Let me even throw this in. If you're a young man or young men out there who are trying or who want to settle in this 2023, and to settle down, probably have a family, and so on and so forth, when you're going to date this girl, most of the time you will be selling yourself to this girl. And I dare you that sales in terms of a man trying to date a girl and convince them that I am the best man for you to live with you for the rest of your life is the hardest sales you'll ever come through. So basically, remember, the art or the process of persuading, convincing someone to buy into your product, into your service, or even into your idea. Now, as we continue, remember to subscribe, to like, and share. I'm sure you've come across people probably in the streets, where you work, where you stay, and you ask somebody, what do you do for Organization X? And somebody tells you, I'm a marketer for Organization X. While actually they're sales people. So what is the difference between sales and marketing? The difference between sales and marketing is a very, very thin line. There's a very thin line between sales and marketing. It's just the same way for car enthusiasts. Somebody may ask you, if we, for example, take the Toyota brands of vehicles, and somebody asks you about the difference between Probox and Succeed, Harrier and Lexus, or even Noah and Voxy. Very thin line. Unless you're a detailed car enthusiast, you would know the exact difference. But most of us will just say the difference is in the name. The cars are the same. Just the same way people also confuse finance and accounting. I also know people who cannot differentiate between sales and marketing. Maybe before I tell you the difference between sales and marketing, I want you on the comment section, just tell me, are we on earth or are we in the world? Please comment down there so that I can know. Now, the difference between sales and marketing. We've said sales is persuading, convincing people to buy into your product, service, or idea. Marketing is simply creating awareness. Yes, shouting about your product, your service, or your idea. You're creating awareness that today I've started a YouTube channel. So you tell people to like, subscribe, and share. That today I have this product that I'm selling, that I've opened this business, that I'm starting this job, that I'm out there looking for employment. I'm open for recruitment, or I'm open for a job. You are creating awareness of a product, a service, or an idea that you have. That is simply marketing. So marketing has 5 elements in it. We call it the 5 P's of marketing. Number 1, the product. Number 2, the price. Number 3, place. Number 4, people. And number 5, promotion. So at the end of the day, these 5 P's are the ones which make up marketing. So what happens? For marketers, what marketers do, they basically do a research on a particular product. Yeah, they ask themselves, in our organization, if we introduce this product, how will it do? Is it a competitive product? How will the consumers take it in? So they do a research about a particular product. And once they've done research about that particular product, they identify a place or a location where that product is going to be sold. Then they price that product. Once the product has been priced, then they send it out to the people through promotion. So promotion is what involves the advertising and all that that you see on social media, on print media, or mainstream media, and so on and so forth. Marketers largely work on a job of 8 to 5 or 9 to 5. They have a day job of 9 to 5. While salespeople largely, I mean, for a salesperson, you are always a salesperson, 24 hours, 365, 7 days a week. So, but marketers have a day job. They are employed. They work for a company. They work for a company. But salespeople, on the other hand, work with a company. Okay, let me explain this. When you work for someone, basically, they are hiring your skill, your expertise, your experience, your time, and then they pay you for that. They hire all those so that you can do something for them, a project for them, you can work for them. Then at the end of the day, they will compensate you with something for hiring your skills, your expertise, and so on and so forth. But when you come to sales, somebody who is working with an organization, it's like a partnership. I come to the table, the organization comes to the table, and we agree that if I bring this volume of sales, this is what you're going to pay me. It is normally commensurate of what you bring on the table. Most sales people or most sales jobs are commission based. We call it an open check. You write your own figures on that check. Nobody is limiting you from earning what you want to earn. These are people who are working with an organization. Entrepreneurs, business owners fall in this category. These are people who earn an income. They earn an income. How? By selling something, by offering a solution. So the more you sell, the more people you solve their problems, the higher your chance of earning more. That's why you will hear people say about business. People say that person makes a lot of money. That person makes a lot of money. The business is doing very, very well. He's making a lot of money. On this other side, where we have somebody who's working for a company or an organization, these people are paid. These people are paid. They don't earn an income. They are paid. While this other person is told, or we say this person is making a lot of money out of his business, out of the sales that he's bringing in. This other person who is working for is being paid. That's why you hear when somebody is working for a good organization, they've grown into their career, that person is being paid very well. Is being paid very well. But remember, these people are being paid, they have a limit. If your employer says that your salary is 50,000 a month, then that is it. You can never go beyond that unless there's a promotion, a salary increment, or maybe bonuses here and there. But for sales people, it is always dependent on what you bring on the table. Ladies and gentlemen, before I give you the next example, please don't forget to subscribe, to like, and even to share. Now, I'll give you an example just to bring to light the idea of working with and working for. Let's take the example of an accountant. Now that I'm a trained accountant, I'll use that example. An accountant and a salesperson. I've also been a salesperson. I'm still a salesperson, so I understand both roles. So, an accountant's main job is to reduce the costs of operation in an organization. Period. Reducing the cost of operation in an organization. Period. Whether it is through cutting costs on consumables, cutting costs on other things that people use in the organization in terms of purchases and so on and so forth. That is the work of an accountant. So assuming you are an accountant and in a particular year, the year 2022, the year that just ended last year, you saved your organization, let's say 100 million shillings. Chances are, assuming your salary is 100K, chances are you'll be paid your salary and the shareholders of that organization will be very happy with you. You've saved the company 100 million shillings. Probably they'll give you a bonus. Let's call it 1 million shillings. Probably they'll give you a voucher maybe a holiday voucher for two, for you and a loved one, maybe your kid, your spouse, or whatever. Maybe they'll give you a salary increment as well. From my small experience, most organizations would give you up to a maximum of about 10% salary increment. So if your salary is 100,000, that means your new salary is going to be 110,000. If you're an accountant like me and a tax expert, maybe you know that moving from 100,000 gross to 110,000 gross, you're still within the same tax bracket. So nothing much has changed. You have your 1 million, you probably invest it somewhere, you've gone for holiday, you're back to your salary. But for somebody who is working with a salesperson, in that particular year, the very same year, probably brought into the company 100 million shillings. If it is in real estate, for example, this salesperson will earn 3% of that 100 million shillings. Do the maths. 3% of 100 million shillings. If it is somebody in, let's say, insurance industry, selling general insurance, they'll earn 10% of that 100 million shillings. Do the mathematics. So a person who is working with and a person who is working for, they are very different. Now, I hope that defines or differentiates for you the difference between a salesperson and what a salesperson does working with, and a marketer who works for, who is on a salary, just like that accountant that I have given you. In some places we call them technicians, those people who are working for because they are hired because of their skills. Ladies and gentlemen, that I hope has shown you the difference between a salesperson and a marketer. You've seen the difference between sales and marketing. Join us next time when we discuss sales in details. We want to understand what exactly entails the sales process. We'll be looking at the sales triangle and what it has to offer. We'll be looking at the sales process as well. We want to understand, is sales really a career that you can boast? Can you stand in front of other people at a cocktail event, engineers, accountants, lawyers, and say comfortably that I am a sales professional? And also, is sales just another job, a stepping stone to another job that you wanted or you want to land at? Join us next time as we discuss this and more. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, and share.